Hey, what's up? It's your boy Jay Will coming back with another one. And yes, today, a very tragic day for Miami Dolphin fans. I would say the firing of head coach Brian Flores, the HNG of the Miami Dolphins, yes, has been fired. The head coach, the HNG, you already know what that pronounces. I don't think I have to say anything further, but it was a surprise today that Brian Flores was letting go after finishing the season with, I believe, an 8-0 record. Had a bad start to the season, but he definitely finished strong and did beat the Patriots in nice fashion yesterday. And the Miami Dolphins, they did not waste any time. They let him go today, which is Black Monday, when a lot of head coaches in the NFL, they do get fired. But let's really see what's the real reasoning of this firing, because it really doesn't make much sense to me. Yes, Brian Flores was black, I'm sure everyone knows, but also the GM was as well. And it's just hard for two men of color to be in high position like that on an NFL team. And I think the way that Brian Flores coached, it might have intimidated certain people within the organization, and also with them already having another man in color in a high role, they were just like, unless we're just outstanding, unless we're just, blowing people out of the water, we're not going to put up for this. It only needs to be one of you guys, really. So I believe that's one of the main reasons. Even though Brian Flores, he had that defense right, he was battling a lot of injuries. This is also a very young Miami Dolphins team that it seemed like played hard for Brian Flores. And I wouldn't be surprised if Brian Flores gets another coaching opportunity here shortly. It won't be much time with him being on the market, I don't think. I think another team will scoop him up. I could see him going to the Chicago Bears. I believe they could handle that mentality. But in, the Sunshine State in Miami, I don't think they can handle that tough, kind of cruel, straightforward mentality, that Patriot way, with another man of color right beside him, especially if he's just not doing outstanding work. But it kind of reminds me of the Jim Caldwell situation where, you don't know how good you have something until you lose them. You're in a division with the Patriots, who have been running that division for some time now, until the last couple of years with the Bills running it. But it's like, what do you really expect with a young roster, with a team that really isn't built to beat the Patriots, that isn't really built to beat the Bills just yet? It's like they're, a couple of years away, a couple of different moves and positions away from doing that. But it's like you're not even letting him get his feet wet. He's getting his feet wet, and then you want to fire him. So it's kind of surprising, especially with the the end of the season. Almost having another 10-win season, going 9-8. He only had one season where he had a losing record, so very surprising. 9-8 this year, 10-6 last year. The first season he was 5-11, but let me remind you, the Miami Dolphins roster is atrocious. This past season, it definitely has gotten better with Waddle. That O-line is still trash. They don't really have a dominant running game. I just think a lot of heat goes towards a lot of the players like Tua. Brian Flores clearly, got a lot of heat from the organization, even though I thought most of the fans and, most of the people on that team, they rode for him. But I'm guessing they want somebody that can, better develop Tua. And I believe they could have did that with just hiring an OC, but they want to go in a different direction. People of color, they don't get as much of an opportunity, especially when there's another one right beside them. So someone has to get the blame, and I think they'll, recognize pretty, shortly that they made the wrong mistake. Brian Flores is a great head coach. Maybe it'll be the right one if they get someone that can really develop Tua. I think he's still going to be a great quarterback in the NFL. It just doesn't happen overnight like everybody wants it to. And it kind of seems like that's what the Dolphins wanted for Brian Flores. They wanted the success to come overnight, but when you're in the division with the Patriots and then the Bills, it takes time. This looked like it was going to be the year. I mean, Tua battled injuries. I believe he missed like 4 games. So if he played those 4 games, they could have very well been in the wild card. They could have been in that last slot. But, you know, we never will know now. Hopefully they can find someone that can develop Tua. But, you know, it's a sad story when you got to get rid of the man Brian Flores when he was really on the come up. You already know, sub to your boy J Will. Smash that like button. We coming with it. Let's get it.